All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High and the proper names in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. I want to say, Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash Ma'amath, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly and willingly called God or Jehovah. Ba'ashem meaning in the name of, Yahweh Shai meaning he who delivers, who the world ignorantly and willingly called JC today. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and another double honor to my elder as well, R1 bin Yasha'Allah of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect pushing this truth across the four winds, and to the 1/3 rendered believers on Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Shalom, Shalom. It's going to be a quick lesson put together through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and I think it would be titled along the lines of having rage and letting the truth be your proper outlet. You know, letting your reading be your proper outlet. You know, letting these scriptures be the proper outlet, and your lessons being the proper outlet to express yourself when it comes to, you know, the rage that we have as men. You know, the deep rage that we have hidden. You know, especially as young men in the truth. You know, I'm gonna start off in the book of Romans chapter 12. In verse 18, it says, "If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men." You know, because you might have a supervisor that's an Edomite, you still got to treat him as your supervisor. You may have a neighbor that's an Edomite, your manager or whatever case may be, living, you know, or people just living around you. Even if it's not an Edomite, just any person, any nation living around you, you still want to live peaceably with them, you know, so your household may be peaceable. And then on top of that, you know, still being on point, you know, ready to defend yourself, ready to defend your family at all times. You know, but you know, living peaceably with all men. And it says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourself, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord." It's all right. You know, and I'm learning that day by day. You know, because I always find myself thinking on what I would do in this situation, or what I would do in that situation. The whole time, the situation might not never come. You see what I'm saying? It's just your mind, you know, telling you this and telling you that, you know, or trying to piece something together, trying to control the future, when the Lord ain't give us that spiritual power yet to be able to see what's going to happen in the future. You see what I'm saying? Or, you know, just at work, I'm learning how to control it, or just, even if it ain't at work, in my day-to-day life, you know, where people come up, demons come up and just try to be demons. Demons might try to come up when you're at camp, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stand on business. You gotta stand on business about keep teaching. Like what we teaching. Yesterday, too, Jake Woman came up just saying this and that. You see what I'm saying? And then went over there and was having a water balloon fight, you know, basically pissing on the altar and then going to do what they want to do. You see what I'm saying? We just keep teaching, because your judgment coming when it's all said and done with. You know, or, you know, just within ourselves, we got to learn how to control our rage and our wrath and focus it in the right directions, and let Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai do all the rest. When it's all said and done with, it's all right. Avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. The Lord, He gonna repay all these people, you know, because before they ever hurt us, or before they ever said anything hurtful to us, you know, they was doing it to the Lord. You know, I myself, I've been having a reoccurring situation with a person. You know what I'm saying? And that person, growing up, I grew up in a household full of feminists, so they can do whatever they want to do to you. I'm trying to tell you, you know, I didn't try every single outlet of telling on them first. If I tell, they gonna do, your parents gonna call you this, and she still, you know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of females in my family, and they was real deal ostriches. They was bullies. You know, so growing up, I learned how to, since I couldn't physically hit them, I just call them whatever name in the book and hurt them with my words. So I learned how to hurt them with my words. So a situation came up to where I was arguing with a family member, you know, and it was an elder to me, you know, you know, and she probably like 50 now. It's in 2018. It's not my direct family, but I had to deal with that person as a family. In 2018, she kept poking the bear and provoking me to anger, saying things, doing things. And then when she got around her family members that I didn't know, it was worse. You see what I'm saying? So I finally snapped, and I said everything I ain't even think about what I said. I just said stuff. And the Lord took me through it in the worst way. Even though she was in the wrong. Even though she was in the wrong for most situations, because she already dealing with her own fight and her own affliction. You see what I'm saying? She already dealing with her own fight and her own affliction. So in 2018, I handled it the wrong way by even snapping it. And, you know what I'm saying? But I was a young man. I was 21 years old, 22 years old. I was a young man. So now, as the situation is coming up again, I find myself this time thinking what I'm gonna say ahead of time and just being respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like Charleston White dropped the video on what to do when you want to sue it, when you go to a job and you want to sue a job, right? So we could do that same thing in the truth. They say they come up to you, they say this and that, just write them up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua about telling them something about the scriptures that's along the lines of what they doing to you, how they offending you. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, when they offend you again, you know what I'm saying? When you see them doing something, eating something they ain't supposed to eat, you tell them, you ain't supposed to eat this scripture, that scripture, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. You take everything to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Or if you see them, you know what I'm saying, doing or saying something, you correct them the right way with the scriptures. So you do it that way, then they're going to fall into the hands of the Lord. So they can keep disrespecting you after that. But guess what? The Lord see it. The Lord see everything that we go through. So guess what? The Lord going to eventually handle them. And this is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 35. It says, To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. All right. Their foot is going to slip in due time. The spiritual hydration I dropped last night. Yesterday before camp about the Lord taking my supervisor out. I was just like, dang, like the Lord, he don't play. So it make you real deal. It puts you in a mind frame on how you treat others, because just as quickly as the Lord could take somebody out that's not in the truth, guess how quickly he could take me out if I was to offend one of his little ones. You see what I'm saying? If I was to say the wrong thing to one of his children that call on his name. You see what I'm saying? If I was to think an evil thought about them, the Lord ain't going to play. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is not going to play. So I make sure when I come around the brothers, then I'm looking to be a servant. My whole mindset is when I'm around my brothers, I got to be quick to serve them, so the anger of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, won't be kindled against me. Even my own children, how I handle my own children, because they call on the Lord. So I got to make sure I handle them a certain way. Make sure I give them, freedom to express themselves, righteously, and to and hear their side of the story. Because, growing up, I never had the option to where I was able to tell my side of the story. Somebody said I did it. In their eyes, my parents' eyes, I did it. You see what I'm saying? I remember one time, just tell a story, just listen to Apostle the Heart video this morning. I remember one time, this dude, he always used to touch my sister's butt. He had a ghetto mom. She was a ghetto. She was real ghetto. She was from the hood. And he always used to try to touch my sister. And we used to fight every time, So, it had to be like a couple of weeks go by. Me and him wasn't fighting. I'm riding a bike in front of my house, and in front of my house is also in front of his house as well. His house is probably veered off a little to the left. So as I'm riding a bike, his mom came outside and said, "Why you fight my son?" I said, "What you talking about? I ain't fight your son." I'm thinking to myself, I ain't fighting that man in weeks. I said, I'm just riding my bike. So she went and told my people, and in my household, saying what you talking about, saying what was like saying a curse word, because they was raised by old parents, and you say what, it was like a curse word. You see what I'm saying? So by me saying what, it was automatically an offense. You see what I'm saying? So they wasn't trying to hear nothing I was trying to say. I didn't have the option to tell them. She caught me off guard when she asked me the question. So the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "What are you talking about?" And then I had to process it in my mind that I didn't fight this man in a week. The whole time I'm fighting this man because he touching my sister. I didn't get a chance to say things like that. You see what I'm saying? So now you know, because our parents, man, they grew up, you know, seeing things and doing things, so they was full of rage. So now, having rage as a man, I know and understand to let my son speak. You know, let him tell his side of the story when it's all said and done with, man. Because at the end of the day, I said all to say, vengeance belongs to the Lord. Recompense, you know what I'm saying? Because if I was to give my son the option to speak his mind and he lied, then the vengeance of the Lord gonna fall upon him. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done with, he ain't gonna escape either way. Let me get that again. It says, to me belongeth vengeance, verse 35, and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due times, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. So the Lord is going to make haste, you know, to cause their foot to slide and cause them to fall. And if they're a righteous man, they're going to get up again. But if they're wicked, they're going to fall into mischief. You see what I'm saying? So us as men having rage in His truth, we gotta learn how to properly channel it in the right direction. If not, then we ourselves would fall, you know, into mischief when it's all said and done with it. But it's the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 11. It says, cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold, everyone that is proud and abase him. So having rage in this truth don't compare to having rage. Well, having rage in this world don't compare to having rage, the rage of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua. Because when he showed forth his rage, it said, cast abroad the rage of thy wrath, and behold, everyone that is proud and abase him. The Lord's going to abase you. You know, because when I showed my rage in 2018, you know, to a woman that was older than me, that was a family that I had to deal with, and she down there 50, I'm 22, I'm calling her all out names, saying this and that, saying everything in the book. You know what I'm saying? The Lord heard that, you know, and He took me through it first. He took me through it first, then He took her through it for bothering me. But at the end of the day, what would have happened if I would have handled it through the spirit power of the Lord? You see what I'm saying? So now, every situation that I have, you know, my mindset is to handle it through the spirit and power of the Lord. But you know, we in this flesh and shit be happening sometimes. We say things, you know what I'm saying? Won't mean we say things, we do things off impulse when we feel disrespected. You know, so we have to know how to control our rage. Me first and foremost, because I was always filled with rage growing up, a lot of rage, and it took me handling things the wrong way for the Lord to even forgive me for that. So I had to pay back everything that I did. You know what I'm saying? But get the next precept, because when the Lord brought His rage, He's going to abase. Everyone is going to be abased. That's proud. Everyone that's proud is going to be abased. Salakia. In this book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 9, it says, For Yahweh have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation, to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach. So right, in order for us to even obtain that salvation, you know what I'm saying, we have to first, you know, be merciful to our people, you know, so the Lord can be merciful to us for all the things that we did, because we got a lot of charges on this side, man. We feel with our righteousness, He called us dirty rags. We got a lot of charges on this side. You see what I'm saying? Even myself. You see what I'm saying? I don't be dealing with women, but I find myself talking to women. You see what I'm saying? I might see a beautiful woman and say something to her, and the Lord seeing the flirtatious intentions the whole time. She probably got a boyfriend, about 5 of them. You see what I'm saying? So I have to think of stuff like that. And next thing you know, my woman out. You know what I'm saying? My women out, and then somebody trying to talk to them. Somebody trying to say something to them. You see what I'm saying? So it just get to a point to where I'm starting to see things and like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this because I don't want none of this to happen to me. I don't want this to happen to me, so I'm not going to do this. You see what I'm saying? Everybody seen the movie 12 Years a Slave. That man was rich. And then next thing you know, he woke up, and they wasn't playing. They was real deal. They was beating that man. That's many stripes. That was a lot of stripes that man got hit with. I'm over here watching it. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here watching it. And while I was watching it, and then I was thinking an evil thought. And it said, Solomon. You see what I'm saying? I was thinking an evil thought when it comes to, like, I ain't gonna tell you what I was thinking. Father, please forgive me. But Lord, please forgive me. But right at that moment, it said Solomon. All I heard is clap, clap, clap. I said, ooh. I said, boy, they ain't playing with him, boy. I want no smoke. You see what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Many stripes for having rage. You do something to a man out of your rage, and next thing you know, something happened to you. You know, so just get to a point where we got to be circumspect. The Lord, He give us the option to be strong and to better ourselves. He give us the option to increase in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We just use it to, let people know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is the one that ruling. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is the one that did everything for me in my life. You see what I'm saying? So, come on, man. Vengeance belongeth to Him. And it says, He have not appointed us into wrath when it's all said and done with. But living in this world is going to kind of make you mad, man. A lot of stuff going to make you mad, Your mind going to make you mad. You see things, you do things. You just got to be on point. It's it. It's 4:26. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 26. Last precept, it says, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. It's all right. And that's one thing that I really do had to learn. That's one thing that I really do had to learn to be angry and sin not. You see what I'm saying? What it says, be angry and sin. No, not that part. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Because sometimes I'll be mad about a situation for 4 years straight. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. You know what I'm saying? That situation that happened in 2018, I probably ain't get over it. The 2021. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm learning to where this situation is finna come up again. So where, guess what? This time I got the truth. This time I had the wisdom knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So when it come, I put up my shield. You see what I'm saying? Draw my sword and start sending out scriptures. That's all I can do. That's all I can do on this side. And let Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua do the rest. It says, verse 27, neither give place to the devil, because the brother dropped the lesson. He said the weaker vessel, the wife, is a whisper away from Satan's grasp or something like that. So neither give place into the devil, because certain brothers suffer certain thoughts, and my thoughts be grievous sometimes, but I can control it because I understand that I don't want nothing done to me or my family. So that keep me on edge. People, somebody be walking slow in front of you. You know what I'm saying? I just get mad. So I had a real deal calm down and say, all right, well, patience. Well, but today I ain't got to walk slow. Today I ain't got to walk fast. I could just slow stroll it. But like sometimes I'll be walking fast. I don't even know I'm walking fast. I'm 6'3", my legs extra long. So, you know what I'm saying? But neither give place into the devil. So the things that we suffer the most, that's when we know we're being tested. Next thing you know, you have 10 people walking slow in front of you. Just walk slower than them. You know what I'm saying? Walk slower to them. Take that time to change whatever song you're listening to. Take that time to change whatever video you're listening to. You know what I'm saying? Or do what needs to be done. This is a setting where we can't walk fast. You know what I'm saying? But verse 28, it says, that was it. Be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So when we got rage in this truth, know how to channel it properly and give the water no passage. Give the water no passage when it comes to a demon trying to provoke you. You see what I'm saying? Pray to the Lord, call on the Lord, and He gonna hear you, and then He gonna handle them demons because He the Father of spirits, man. I pray this lesson was edifying. Shalom, on to the next.